The conference clashes in the ACC are coming to a close, and the league's top spot still hangs in the balance. Serving notice as the hottest of the conference contenders are the Blue Devils. 5 consecutive league wins have elevated Duke to the second spot in college basketball's premier conference. And tonight they try to continue their ascent to the top of the ACC. From Tallahassee, it's the nation's 6th-ranked team, Duke against Florida State. The Blue Devils are trying to become the first 10-game winner in the conference, and in the process, stay just 1 game behind Wake Forest in the loss column. FSU 7th at 4-8, but a win today would earn them a tie for 6th place. Good evening, everybody. Mike Patrick, Bill Raftery. It's great to have you with us. Florida State still hoping to get into the NCAA. How many teams will they take from the ACC?
Well, Michael, this league is awesome. Did I say awesome? I think Florida State, if they're less than 200, will get in. I think 6 teams will get in this year. Everybody respects this conference.
Duke comes in tonight without Greg Newton, their starting center, for the 2nd straight time. He's out with a back injury. The good news is Duke's been going with a smaller lineup anyway.
Smaller and quick, and they believe in Mike Krzyzewski. Everything about the program now is uplifted. His spirits are good. This patting of the floor indicative of a big trip. Wojo, that emotion, running the floor beautifully. They're small, quick. They can penetrate and kick it out for the 3. Very difficult to match up with.
All right, we'll have the starting lineups from Tallahassee, but first, let's check into the studio with Rich Eisen.
All right, fellas, thanks very much. This is Rich Eisen in the studio. I'll be with you throughout the game, updating you on scores, and I'll be here at halftime, and personally, myself and my family hope that means you won't be changing the channel. Let's check on some scores going on earlier today. Big game in the ACC. North Carolina, a 4-point winner at Georgia Tech. Tar Heels rallied from a 16-point deficit in the final 9 minutes, 14 seconds to pull out a 4th straight victory in the ACC. Maryland, a loser up in Worcester, Mass. UMass, Larry Kettner, career-high 19 points, 12 rebounds. The Terps go down hard in New England. Going on right now, USC down 15 at the half to Arizona. USC trying to keep pace with UCLA, which beat Arizona a couple days ago. Stays Bozeman with 15 points for USC. Vandy and Auburn, 8 minutes left in this game. Vandy leading Auburn by 3 points. Coming in, Vandy had a 4-game winning streak. Now we're going to send you back out to Tallahassee in just a moment. Jeff Capel warming up for this game. If you watch SportsCenter and Dick Vitale's Fast Break all week, you know he's awesome, baby.
Honey, have you seen my briefcase?
Check the closet.
Uh-oh. Found it.
Cyber Exchange buys, sells, and trades computer software and hardware. Store credit for most software, cash paid for current titles. Discounted titles of new and recycled games, children's learning, productivity, and more. Hard-to-find titles available for earlier model machines. Upgrades, repairs, new and used computers. Cyber Exchange at the corner of Roswell and Abernathy Roads next to Public.
Is your company still hassling with bulky two-way radios, costly cellular charges, pesky pagers? Even worse, are you stuck with all 3? In the digital age, they're history. Now you can get everything in just one reliable handset made by Motorola. So get with it. Get a Link. And get into the Southern Link digital network from Southern Company. What's your company waiting for?
Never seen a minivan take that road.
I wouldn't take that road in a minivan.
They say it has traction control.
I heard it can run over a nail, not get a flat.
Never heard of a minivan that can do that.
Maybe it's not really a minivan.
Introducing the rugged new Montana from Pontiac. Life is more exciting in Montana.
Hey, Juwan, knock, knock.
Who's there?
Juwan?
Juwan, who?
Juwan, go McDonald's and buy me 6-piece chicken McNuggets. It's only 99 cents. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Scotty.
Scotty who?
It's gotta be 9 McNuggets for me. They're just $1.59. Great with America's favorite fries. Knock, knock. Who's there? Him. He'll who? He'll buy us 20. Well, they're just $2.99. Yeah!
McDonald's Chicken McNuggets, America's favorite way to dunk.
Welcome back to the Tallahassee Leon County Civic Center. Let's take the McDonald's starting lineups. A look at those for Duke. Without Newton, Rashawn McLeod will need to step up again. He's been the club's leading rebounder in their ACC games this year. For FSU, Kirk Luckman at 6'10", 274 will have no one that can match up with him inside. The Seminoles could use a big game from their senior center. Pretty good crowd on hand tonight here in Tallahassee. In the first meeting between these teams, won easily by Duke. Greg Newton, as you see, his season averages, had a big game, 23 points, 10 boards. And they'll have to make up for that production tonight without him. He is expected back at their next practice either tomorrow or Monday and be ready for their game against Clemson on Tuesday.
Now, Mike, I think he's important when you think of tournament time, don't you?
Absolutely. They have to have the big guy in there. And with Domzowski back, they would have two big centers.
And Duke goes Mike Patrick, Minuteman. And aggressive at that. A lot of denial on the wings.
Thompson guarded by Wojciechowski. Thompson, the All-American junior college player, has made a great transition to the ACC. Very strong. Throws Wojciechowski away. Missed a shot, but there's the foul.
They have not rebounded well the last month. They have to be a factor on the glass against Duke. They've got the size to fight off the quickness. Little wrinkle here. Pat Kennedy out of the Valvano School. Let's see, it looks like a little triangle and two, Mike.
Start off with a little gimmick defense. Langdon, a brilliant outside shooter.
See, now that's the problem. They're playing Langdon with Hale, and they let him get free. Triangle's not going to work unless you deny the ball to the man you're assigned.
Trajan Langdon, 5th in the country in three-point shooting at 48.6.
He has been on some tear.
You start to become surprised when they don't go in. Luckman misses the point-blank shot. And they need him to make that when he gets his opportunities against the smaller Duke front line.
Great dump down by Corey Lewis.
McLeod want to move down the lane. He'll draw the foul.
The defense reacted nicely a little bit late, but this is the triangle out of the gate, playing Capel with the ball. And look at the nice little bump on the baseline by Rashawn. And the knockdown. So accustomed when he strokes it to marking it down.
McLeod goes to the free throw line. Duke has gotten better as the season has gone on from the free throw line.
He has gotten better, huh?
Oh, McLeod. Got to be a little heartsick if you're a St. John's fan that he isn't around anymore. And there's Pat Kennedy hoping for that 7th conference win and a win over a very strong opponent.
I think Rashawn's grown up as a player, too. You know, getting away maybe a little bit more comfortable. I'm shocked with the deep shot, though, the three-point release.
He's shown a lot of range. 4-2 Blue Devils. A little soft full-court pressure.
And Thompson being guarded by Wojo. That's a tough matchup. They can't let him penetrate. He's good going either way, although a lefty.
Luckman comes out to screen. This is Collins. He's the scorer. With a scoop shot. Won't go. Wojciechowski hustles out into the corner to get it.
And that's that speed to the ball.
Capel has really elevated his game. Wojciechowski tries a three. Langdon with a rebound, and he's fouled. Looked like Collins got him. It'll be 1 on Collins, the second team foul against FSU.
Mike, it's very impressive what Mike Krzyzewski has been able to do. Here's the drive and the kick back for the three. Wojo doesn't knock it down, but look at the speed to cover. I mean, Langdon, the foot and reaction in the bigger and obviously more physical front line of Florida State, just sort of standing as the speed won out.
Langdon, 1st in the ACC, 3rd in the country in free throw shooting. He's down to 27 of his last 29. And if that doesn't jinx him, nothing will. 28 of his last 30.
Can he hit a curveball?
Yeah. We may find that out later.
He may be like Dick Grover, you think of it.
Yeah.
The great Dukies, 2 sports star. Way before our time, obviously.
Never heard of him.
Nice front low by Rashawn. He's really improved, and the pressure on the ball causes the walk. But Rashawn was the key in the low post with the defense.
Pat Kennedy calling out the defense he wants. Duke has built its success under Mike Krzyzewski in this kind of tenacious play, particularly on defense, and good ball movement on offense.
Now, you've seen a lot of their confidence has soared, don't you think, as the season's progressed?
There's the travel. Chris Carrawell, the freshman out of St. Louis, Missouri, turns it over. Their freshmen have really come through for Coach K as well. Chappelle, Carrawell, to a lesser degree, Nate James, the outstanding freshman out of Washington, D.C., who was hurt in preseason after he'd actually earned a job in the starting lineup.
A legitimate performer. Saw him in a McDonald's game, but Carroll can take a big guy away from the hole. That's what makes him effective.
You can call Wojciechowski, I think, for a reach-in.
One of the great competitors, Wojo. They opened him banging the floor. How about the 2 free throws? Virginia does not like to hear this, but there was no question in my mind he was going to knock them down.
Oh, absolutely. Clutch kind of kid. Jackson to the hoop, can't make it. A little scoop shot.
Randall, everything but.
Langdon back the other way.
How about that for toughness, huh? Speed and strength to get it up on the glass. The quick 20 by Pat, but Randall Jackson getting to the rim and not soft enough, Mike.
Jackson misses an easy one. Luckman had missed one earlier, and it's 8-2 Blue Devils.
Fast breaks off turnovers, block shots, misses that should go down. The quick push, and just look at him turn this into a fast break. Everybody's back and seemingly recognizing, but a will hoop by Trojan. Beach outside, use the kiss release with affection.
The play of Langdon and Capel and Wojciechowski outside, they have a tremendous trifecta. Wojo hardly ever turns it over. Capel is back to the shooting form he showed a couple of years ago, and Langdon is just an assassin from outside.
Unbelievable value in the ball, almost 6 assists. You mentioned maybe 1 and change turnover for Wojo. That's extraordinary.
Remarkable, especially at this level.
He reminds you of Tommy Emiker, huh?
Yes, it does. As a matter of fact, he's the only guy who had a better assist to turnover ratio in history. It's another turnover for Florida State.
Trying to force the issue, and there's Tommy. One of those guys that everybody talks about in the country. Saw he and Johnny Dawkins having lunch today. How about that for a booth?
There's some talent.
Great backcourt. Johnny doing the radio, Tommy doing the coaching.
Langdon, great pass inside, and almost Chris Carrawell able to put it up. Now Carrawell gets it back and lost it as he broke for the basket. 3-on-1, Collins.
Great look. Catchable pass. Duke had one of those trips. They did everything beautifully. They're playing loose, aren't they?
Wojciechowski left all alone. He has been able to hit that shot this year, and it makes people come out on him so he can penetrate and be even more effective.
And that open middle, too. You mentioned the trifecta outside. Filling it up. They can beat you with the dribble because there's no big guy in the middle to jam it up.
Lewis working hard to get the ball down low. They get the follow shot from Corey Lewis after the miss from the freshman Ron Hale.
And that shows you about Hale's ability, everything but the conversion.
Freshman's been getting a lot of work this year.
There's a lot of things to help this club.
McLeod, who's got range, drains a 3.
And you got your big guy coming all the way out now to try and negate. Randall, he's more comfortable underneath the 20 inside, and I think Pat's going to end up playing small because of that. They're going to have to match up with these people outside.
Right now, they're being run away from by the Duke Blue Devils. 15:24 to go first half. 14-6, and already Pat Kennedy has used up a couple of 20-second timeouts trying to stem the flow.
Rashawn McLeod had a decent jump shot. I saw him in high school. Adequate at St. John's, but now totally confident, and you can just see the reaction late by Jackson. Waiting for everybody to post up on him. You got to get out on Rashawn.
Well, I think you made a real good point about him, Bill. As a transfer, of course, you have to sit out for that year. Obviously, he put that year to good use.
He sure did. You can see the body toned up, plays a lot in White Eagle Hall, where you wouldn't get a game, I might add, nor would I. There's some pretty hefty level performers under Bobby Hurley, Sr.
I can think of a lot of places I couldn't get a game. Thompson with a nice dish inside for Hale.
Curry's got a game. 2 good finds in a row.
Ricky Price in for the first time.
They got
wide open as Langdon. It's the last guy you can leave open.
And Mike, they got caught in the switching defense. Nobody assigned to Trojan. That's not paying attention in the timeout.
Langdon 2 for 2 from long range. Dees with a nice dish. Bucket and the foul. Debonair Dees, the freshman, comes in and dishes it to Corey Lewis.
Dees was debonair on that little penetration, huh? And a nice little catch at the end, and they do go a little bit smaller. Hale at 6'7½", but here's the drive to the goal, the blow by, and good reaction, hands prepared, and by Lewis.
17-10. The numbers are Corey Lewis and Taman Domzowski, the big guy who missed 13 games this year with his bad knees, takes down the rebound.
Straight up man-to-man. Exchanging.
Price to Chappelle. Kicks it outside to Wallace, and Wallace will try one from long range. Ripped down by Lewis.
And Wallace had a good game in that overtime game against Florida State early in December.
He was the factor to win it. Right now, Pat Kennedy, as you suggested, going with a smaller lineup, actually playing with a couple of point guards. And he's got Greer out there, and Greer hits the three.
The backcourt's only played together a couple of times in Dees and Thompson, twice this year, according to the notes. And now they get a little hole down underneath on Price. I think it may have been James Collins with the hold.
That's Collins' second as he grabbed Ricky Price. 14:02 to go first half. Duke with a 5-point lead early at FSU.
The engineers of the Pontiac Grand Am design cars for people who get a kick out of driving. Complete with a powertrain built to precise aerospace tolerances. And that's kept more Grand Ams tearing along, even after 11 years, than any car in its class. So buy a Grand Am for a good time. Have it around for a good long time. Grand Am. Built for kicks, built for keeps. Starting around 15.3.
Delta introduces Brilliance, the extraordinary new polished brass finish that never tarnishes, even when exposed to salt water. New Brilliance, guaranteed to shine for life. From Delta, the faucet.
You know, be a really good anchor would be that MacGyver guy, you know. He'd be a good anchor. That guy that was on TJ Hooker, was Dance Fever guy. He was pretty good.
Duke by 5 in the middle of that broadcast crew. Johnny Dawkins, the brilliant guard from the Duke Blue Devils, and there have been so many great players come through that school. I mean, if you had to pick just 5 guys that not out of the ACC, just Duke, I don't think I could do it.
Well, you go back way before them with Spinarco and Jaminski, but
Jeff
Mullen, way in the Art Heyman, another guy.
Yeah.
But you think of Johnny Dawkins and Tommy Amaker, not too many backcourts better. I mean, some is good, a little timeout caused by good pressure defense, but also Allery and I guess Jay Billis too. I mean, that was some group that Michael had.
And he has the same look on his face now that he did then. I think he knew when he beat Wake Forest at Wake that this team had arrived, that he had the kind of guys that could make a run at it. I don't know whether they're good enough to win it all this year, but I think they can make a run at it.
Well, his personality's improved a great deal from those days because Mickey's had time to work on it, to develop it. But just in talking to him, that confidence, and you had mentioned it today when we met, that you can see some things in Mike that are very familiar with those Run for the Roses a few years ago.
4-time National Coach of the Year. Price out of the corner. Ricky Price likes that spot on the court, and the lead has grown to 7. Well, what a lift it would be if Price can return to the form that he showed last year.
So flexible. I mean, you're talking 10, 11 people that he can put in there. Nice penetration.
Thompson, great dish. Nearly a miss, but Lewis gets the bucket anyway.
Very chesty kind of a performer, Curry Thompson. Confident. Boy, does he get in close to the rim.
can't get the ball away from him. He's so strong.
And even defensively, he likes to use that chest, bang you a little bit.
Chappelle with a runner. Whistle and a foul underneath, and it's Domzowski with his second. Damon Domzowski has a history of picking up some cheap fouls. And they can ill afford to have him do it tonight because Newton is not here, in case you joined us late. Rashawn McLeod will come back in. Domzowski will sit down with that second person.
Finding his way, I think, Domzowski, coming back from that right knee surgery. The depth of the bench so important when you talk about ACC tournament and then the NCAA.
Absolutely.
Tough one to catch.
Boy, a bullet that Lewis just couldn't handle.
Ryan Doran at his best, huh? High inside.
Wojo around a double screen. He drains it. 2 for 3 from long distance for Steve Wojciechowski.
And you mentioned the screen. Thompson, the guy guarding him. He's got to get some help. A little bit of a hedge there. Nice back cut here by Collins.
Collins, the scorer, slammed as he goes down the lane.
When you deny the basketball as well as Duke does, there are going to be opportunities to back cut. Reminds you of Princeton a little bit in Carril's heyday. The denial, you can see, overplaying the passing lane. They expect the support in the back. A little bit tardy, but paying attention to detail.
McLeod picks up the personal. That's the 4th team foul against Duke. This guy's been a great scorer ever since he got here. Now number 4 all-time, will probably finish his career just behind Bob Sura. Hale will go out, and Devonair Dees will come back in. So you've got Collins, Dees, and Thompson.
And looking at Florida State, you see some names. They're very impressive. I would say the concentration level, trip after trip, is what they lack in looking at games. If they can step it up now, make a little bit of a push each trip, and you see Duke do that. I mean, this is each venture is an opportunity that they try and seize.
If you don't pay attention every trip against Duke, it's going to be an easy basket. And here's a hold on Lewis. Corey Lewis picks up his second.
A little nickel dimer, Michael. Just about what the tip you left for lunch today. Yeah, the big guys let him bang a little bit down there and just really trying to get over the top. Little body lunge, I guess, in the 2-hand hole makes it a little easier.
Wojo inbounds to Price, open for the 3. Lewis lost it. McLeod takes it in 1-on-2 and scores.
And how smart was he, too? He knew he would. If he went a little more, he would have banged it to D's, got the charge. Nice pull-up and knockdown.
Rashawn McLeod, who averages a dozen, makes it an 8-point Duke lead.
Be patient on this end. No sense in hurrying. Duke's frantic D forces you to hurry.
Thompson trying to take Wojciechowski. Look at the strength. Pushed him out of the way. No call on the contact. Collins.
In traffic, Mike.
Oh, he's been a good rebound.
Oh, he sure is. He can finish on the break. Finish it in traffic, something he's going to have to do a little bit better.
Trying to spring Langdon for 3. FSU's defense doing a little better. Here's a moving screen on Capel.
Freewheeling offense.
11:42 to go first half. FSU hanging around in the neighborhood. They're down by 6 to the Blue Devils.
Make sure it's all right, test it. Making sure it's good. Gotta check it out. I've got to check it out. I've got to check it out. I've got to test it out. Make sure that it's all right. Check it out. Check it out.
If you ever take your Pontiac Sunfire driving through some famous expressionist painting, hey, it'll fit right in. Because it looks like a work of art, right? And it drives like a real scream. Pontiac Sunfire, driving excitement for round 13.5.
Pizza Hut employee memo number 12. Deals. Now that you've gotten the hang of making our new pepperoni pizzas, we're going to really have some fun.
I'm afraid to ask.
We're going to start cutting deals.
Like a used car salesman?
We'll probably have to wear pinky rings.
The difference is these are good deals. $7.99 for a medium one-top pepperoni and $5 more for the second. So practice up on your sales pitch.
How about $7.99 for this beauty?
And I'll throw in a second for $5.
You were born to sell.
11:42 to go in the half. Duke by 6, Bill.
And Mike, the defense, Wojo does a nice job. May have gotten a position to draw the charge, but they clear for Thompson there. Wojo with good footwork and the ability to keep it alive. Very essential. And Collins with the finish. I mean, they got to use their speed as well as they attack the glass. This has got to be their game. Get up, be feisty, get after missed shots.
Florida State doing a good job of crashing the boards, knowing that Duke doesn't have much size inside. The difference in this game so far, three-point shooting. Duke is at 5 of 8. FSU is yet to take one.
And Michael, look at this 2-3. Mike Krzyzewski trying to talk about something else at a clinic.
Luckman back in there. He doubled down. Luckman powers that one up.
And I believe that last trip where they offensive rebound is the reason he went to the 2-3. Keep more people around the glass. And Luckman needs to give him a lift, too.
Yes, he does. Ricky Price slashing inside. Missed the shot. Luckman with a rebound. Dees taken away by Wojciechowski.
How about the help there?
Look at this.
Oh, nice. Oh, a little Globey routine.
Leads the ACC in steals and then draws a frustration foul from Devonair Dees.
Now, you know who was a great help on this? Jeff Capel. He got the hands in here. This is the end of it, the dribbling, but this is a little clinic he must put on this summer for the kids back in that Baltimore, Washington area, huh?
Rod Hundley would be proud.
Marcus Haynes, maybe?
Langdon around the screen. Nobody forces shots on this team. It's very impressive. Wojo, good head fake, 17-footer, bottom of the net.
And Mike, your point is valid because remember Price the trip before took a little bit of a runner. That sort of steps out of their personality. It really leaps out for a team that's so consistently good in their shot selection.
Both teams shooting very well in the early going. Thompson trying to get underneath. Got caught up in the air. Wojo pushes it, had it knocked away that time. Got it back wide open for 3. After 2 in a row, he misses from the outside.
And the problem with Florida State, only Curry Thompson played defense that trip. He helped out, stopped the dribble. Nobody rotated over.
I think this foul is going to be on Price inside for a hold, and it is. That's number 1 on Ricky Price. Coming up tomorrow, ESPN brings you a doubleheader of college basketball. Noon Eastern, Wisconsin, Green Bay heads to the Motor City to face Detroit. Then at 2 p.m., Shea Seals leads Tulsa into the pit to take on 13th ranked New Mexico. The conference wars continuing on ESPN beginning at noon tomorrow. Pitt's a great place to see basketball.
Yeah, a lot of fun in that building. Dribbling against the zone. He would do that years ago. Hale
missed the shot, and the rebound at Carrollwood.
Earlier I said freewheeling. Look how comfortable and good look here for Rashawn. And everybody moving, looking to pick, looking for the guy that's in a good spot to knock it down.
Greer for 3. Got it. Greer's hit 2 long-range shots, and all at once Florida State has crawled back to within 3. Crowd trying to get into it. Remember how Duke struggled against Virginia without Newton in there. Langdon buries another one. I think he is the best, has the best looking three-point shot I have seen anybody come into this league since Curtis Staples came in.
And how about the way he gets free too? Use the curl to free himself. I can't argue with that comment.
Greer had it blocked by McLeod.
He might be stronger going to the basket than Curtis, though, so he can mix it up, and it sets his game up a little bit. But down in the corner, I mean, just keep an act. The post rub, just something nice and simple. The quick release. Oh.
He just squares his body so well, and then Thompson counters at the other end. And we're back to a 3-point lead, 8:39 to go in the half. Mike Patrick, Bill Raftery, glad you could join us on ESPN. This is Nate James, the sensational-looking freshman. McLeod down the lane against Luckman, the bucket and the foul.
Nobody in the center spot. Luckman, uncomfortable, uncharted waters for the big guy at the top of the key. But the perimeter people, everybody can catch, can handle. Here's the little fake left. And good, strong release, the 2-foot pivot foot elevation. And the kiss at the end, reminiscent of St. Anthony's in his heyday.
What Duke has been able to do with this kind of lineup is find the weak link in the defense and really exploit it.
Well, there's always somebody that can't get the puppies moving, you know? Gets the toes waggling, cross the feet a little bit, and they all can use the bounce.
32-26. Blue Devils ranked 6th in the nation this week. Hale. Just couldn't get it to fall. He's a sweet-looking player, though.
Oh, what a great, really, you're correct. A solid performer.
McLeod for 3. Duke leads the ACC in three-point shooting as a team, nearly 40% from the floor.
And, Mike, you run back on defense, and then you don't come out and play them. They make you pay for it.
8:04 to go in the half. Duke extends its lead to 9.
Well, if I had money, I'd tell you what to do. I'd go downtown, buy a Ford truck or two. I'm crazy about a Ford truck.
Get 1,000 cash back on Ranger, the highest quality, best-selling compact pickup Ford Ranger. 1,000 cash back and a whole lot of fun from your Atlanta area Ford dealer, home of 5 of the top 10 sellers.
The best-built, best-selling American trucks are built Ford tough.
Some of them can be pretty interesting characters. Look at ours.
Dan, how we doing?
Hi, Mr. Burley. How are you?
Good to see you. Good to see you. Take care of Gigi for a little while. I'll take a walk around the place, all right? What do you do up here?
I'm the producer for the 6:30 show.
What do you produce? All right, good. No facial hair.
Sorry?
It distracts from the top. I want to see you in a year and a half. That's it. Why? I think you may be using the wrong shampoo. I want to talk to you about that a little bit later. Right over here. Right over here. Okay. This isn't one of ours. This is not one of ours.
Rich Eisen back in the ESPN studio, updating you on USC and Arizona in the McHale Center. Miles Simon with a nifty little feed down low to A.J. Bramlett. Zona, at this point, is still leading USC. Go back out to Mike and Len.
Duke with a 35-26 lead, 8:04 to go first half, Billy.
And, Mike, the ability to push the ball up the floor and then cause you to identify. Wojo got a jumper earlier. Now Capel settles. And look at the trailer, the 5-man. Rashawn, now Luckman's in there where he's used to being comfortable, doesn't get out. And Rashawn, who just stretches the defense. I mean, anybody can get to the rim now when they drag the big guys out.
Duke, 7 out of 12. 21 of their 35 points have come from outside the arc.
And, Mike, the fear now is can Florida State score a lot of points. They've not been capable.
Greer had it blocked from behind, and that looked like Carrawell came over the back and committed that foul. And it is number 1 on Chris Carrawell. And that will be the 7th team foul against the Blue Devils. FSU has committed 6th. Collins will go to the line.
Was Florida State losing 3 or 4 of the last 6. Coming back, trying to get back into it against a Duke team that's really stepping it up a little bit. This is an important game for them, I think, in terms of tournament.
They won here a week ago in a big game against Georgia Tech, then went up to Maryland and just looked horrid.
Yeah, they didn't play well at all.
And you're right, this is a huge game for them at 4 and 8 in the ACC. They need to get closer to the 500 mark. Carrawell, nice move. Oh.
Beats you on the dribble. You look at a few tapes, he is explosive. Send it in at the end.
The lead back to 9.
Cardinal Ritter, huh? They've turned a few guys out.
Hale gets it out to Greer, who's had a good touch from the outside. Lamar Greer, who struggled last year as a point guard. They made him a 2-spot player this year, and he's performed quite well for them off the bench.
Got to do a better job stopping dribble penetration. They are struggling at that end of the game, Florida State.
Capel didn't force it, then drives, lays it up, spun out on him. Follow won't go, and here come the Seminoles. 2-on-1, Thompson and Greer. Here comes Collins, and Greer scores.
What a great decision, too, by Curry, because when he passed, he faded. Wasn't going to knock into anybody. He's made some great looks in the open floor.
I think he's a sensational player. Greer now has 10, and the Seminoles keep coming right back. Capel has it knocked away. A hand fight between Capel and Greer. Nothing called, and then Greer is fouled. I thought there had to be a foul on somebody. I mean, they were going to tackle each other. Nobody was going to get the ball.
I think even Jeff's daddy would have called it on him.
Yes, sir.
Don't you? And right here, this is smart, though. You're not going to give up the easy one. You ward the guy off. He did everything, but what perseverance getting to the rim at the end. That is impressive by Lamar Greer.
The foul is on Nate James, and FSU has cut the lead to 4, 6:26 to go in the half.
Polished brass has always had one problem. Until now. Delta introduces Brilliance, the extraordinary new polished brass finish that's guaranteed to shine for life. New Brilliance from Delta, the faucet.
I'm in charge. I can make appointments. I can break appointments. I can call a meeting. I could call Hong Kong. I am in complete control. I just wish I could open these windows.
On the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers.
Okay, guys, to work on your dunking skills, we've brought in the experts.
Now there's a great deal on McDonald's Chicken McNuggets.
I want to see some crisp passing.
Grab 6 while they're just 99 cents.
And then take it to the hole.
9 are only $1.59.
You called that a dunk? Easy, Grant.
Right now, 20 McNuggets are just $2.99. Perfect with America's favorite fries.
Watch my slam. Yes! That's a dunk.
McDonald's Chicken McNuggets, America's favorite way to dunk.
The new Kawasaki 1100 STX watercraft comes with the biggest jet ski watercraft power plant ever built. We figure the more we put into it, the more you'll get out of it.
Pat Kennedy has his club back within 4. They're doing it, trying to run, Bill.
Well, Curry Thompson, a nice extension, understands the game. This is one of the good open floor opportunities. He slides by, the finish by Greer. Their difficulty, Mike, and I think you would agree, is half court. And when they're forced to play it and then countering with the dribble penetration of Duke. If they could handle both those ends, and guys like Trojan and the depth of Duke make it very difficult. They keep coming in waves.
Greer, who had been having shooting troubles, had a fine game so far in this one. 4 out of 6 from the floor, a couple of threes. He has 11 points here in the first half. His high all year is 16. Missed the second one. Wojo pushes it up.
Down and through. Little back screens. Everybody's active.
Wojciechowski with great recognition. Price for 3.
Well, if you can't shoot it, don't go into that gym. They're unbelievable. I mean, not much space either, Mike, to knock them down.
5 points for Price, 8 3-pointers for Duke. Hale looking low for Lewis. He's being guarded by McLeod. Tough matchup for McLeod.
Can't get out to the top to dump it down. Lewis had him.
Greer. Thompson, shot clock at 9. Thompson very good at taking it on his own in this situation. Just like that. Against Georgia Tech, he was the guy who got the last shot. It was set up for him, and he hit the game winner.
Unbelievable. Likes to pill, and what a great-looking kiss release at the end. Had the legs taken out.
Price, another 3. That's 9 for Duke. They average 8.2 a game. That's 9 in the first half. Holy cow.
The Price is right, huh, on threes? By the bushel full. Well, now the dribble, they take away the dribble, now they're going to handle the deep shooting.
The 15 they had against NC State is in jeopardy. Collins, great look at Greer.
And they made them pay for the scramble.
Greer has 13, and Duke doing so brilliantly from the outside. They're still only up by 5.
Florida State's got to learn how to stop them just a little bit. What a dilemma. You can't go zone because of three-point shooting.
Bill, we're approaching 50 points in the first half. I haven't seen that in a while.
Not quite a while.
This is fun. Carrawell with a hanger, won't go for him. Tipped out, and that'll be a foul on Chappelle over the back.
Yeah, out of position there. Nice little block out. Freewheeling offenses on both ends, and Duke has the ability to stop you, though. That's the big difference in this game. So if you got that trump card of your Mike Krzyzewski at half, that might be one of the adjustments. Hey, guys, let's get back, take away the break. Let's be sounder, not gamble in our man-to-man half court.
Greer back at the line, hit 1 of 2 on his last trip. Out of Cape May, New Jersey.
A McDonald's guy. You got a couple. Jackson being another one. Corey Lewis the third. Pretty impressive. It's a tough conference, and Florida State and Pat Kennedy struggling just a little bit. I think high hopes coming in, but what a devastating season in this league. I mean, no easy outs. Look at Georgia Tech today with Carolina.
4 teams in the top 10, another one in the top 20.
How about the comebacks Carolina's had in this league? I mean, you could write a few books on those.
They have turned it around, and I think they'll really test the waters next Wednesday when they host Wake Forest. We'll see how far they have come back. Price with a runner.
Unbelievable. I mean, now you get up, you force the bounce. No pinching ability, though, on the dribble penetration. That's because they use all the floor, Duke.
Ricky Price has 10. He came into this game shooting only 41% from the floor, but he has shown flashes. Collins with a short miss. Here comes Wojo.
And look at the trail for the three as
nobody around, so Wojo pulls up for 3, and Lewis skies the rebound. Brower, nice look. Hale.
Well, maybe that'll get Brower going, too. Even though it's only a pass, he hasn't been shooting the ball up to his capability. You told me last year he could knock him down.
He was deadly.
And not confident, but this is when he had Langdon on the other side, and Wojo opted for the kick out after the shot.
3-point game. Langdon goes by Hale, draws the foul. There's Hale at 6'8", just not quick enough to be outside on Trajan Langdon.
Now, he played power forward in the Maryland game. I mean, they were so small with their injuries. But now as you turn the corner, look, there's nobody's vision on the ball to help, Mike. You've got to open and help the guy. You can't let him turn and go to the goal. And that's part of their dilemma defensively.
Langdon with a rare miss.
They made up for it, though. Good backcourt balances. Price went back. Langdon back. Wojo back. The gamble pass. That's maybe one they should have held on to.
Duke comes back the other way with Wojo. 3:19 and counting, first half. Price, good patience not to force the shot. Trying to get rid of it. 5 seconds.
Great trip that time. Step it up more often. Stop the dribble, deny the next logical pass. It's not that they don't work at it, it's the concentration level of the guys on the floor.
ESPN will continue its coverage of women's basketball on Monday at 4 Eastern with Vanderbilt and Tennessee. 12th-ranked Vandy looking to exact a little revenge from the 8th-ranked Lady Vols as Tennessee took the team's first meeting earlier this season. Women's college basketball Monday, 4 Eastern. Loose ball and a blocking foul. Tough call on Hale.
I think I would just let him go the other way with it. Chappelle maybe just a little bit out of control. Ball had gone out of bounds. Once again, you've got to make sure you're in position. I thought he was established there. That's one of those that bails the referee out. Ball goes out of bounds. Let's go the other way, guys.
Yeah. If anything, I agree with you. I thought it was a no call.
He has turned his career around, I think. It was real good, bellied a little bit, and now in talking to a lot of pro scouts, they like his confidence, his ability, experience of playing the point. Not that he's a pure point, but NBA-wise, Jeff understands how to play there and also can be the shooting guard.
Smart kid, too. Chappelle has struggled 46% from the free throw line.
That'll get you a rash, huh? Every time you hear the whistle?
Yeah, you hope the ball goes in because you don't want to be shooting them.
Here's a little bit of a break, too, as Trajan Langdon gets a little small change on the dribble penetration on Thompson.
That'll be 2 on Langdon, the sophomore from Anchorage, Alaska. If you didn't know, if you hadn't had a scoreboard here, I would think Duke was up by 10 or 12, but it's a 3-point game.
They keep hanging in it. The big thing, I think, is Thompson's play. He's got them a little bit organized, particularly when they run the floor. He's found some nice looks.
Thompson, 5.7 assists so far. 7 assists against Duke in the first half. That'll work.
Yeah, that sure will. You'll put that on the wall. Wojo in the ability to rotate now, something in the favor of Duke from a fatigue standpoint. A lot of fresh bodies. Second half, a little fatigue difficulty for Pat Kennedy.
Thompson misses them both. Did you find out when you were coaching as it got closer to the end of the season, the kids were just pretty well worn out?
I think these, very true, particularly in this conference. And you're asking, guy, look at Maryland today. Not to take anything away from UMass, but if you give them a chance as, a capable,
I believe that is 10 threes for Duke, and the first 3 for Capel. Went for the steal. This is Brower. Greer caught at the baseline. You'd like to see Brower hit a couple outside shots. He struggled so much. Thompson with a long 3. Hale with a rebound. Wojo reached in, got it away, out of bounds, off Wojciechowski.
What a nudge he is, huh? Oh, put the wallet in the safe when he's around. Hale thought he had a freebie, and the long rebound favors the offensive team. But look at him, he doesn't give, what a pesky little guy. Your dinner will be ready, stay in there.
Hale dumps it down to Brower. Brower tries it inside, had it knocked away. It's not where Brower normally operates.
Once again, the big guy out trying to guard Rashawn, not used to it, not as capable of getting out there and getting in a defensive stance.
Look at what Duke has done tonight. 10 out of 14, 71%. Now you add 50% to that, to the percentage, to figure out what it would be from 2. That's 106.
Well, what you're suggesting is they should drive him to take the 2.
Yes.
That may not be a bad idea. Get up on the 3, make him dribble and take the 2. Take your chances. 30 points.
And it's 49-42. I honestly can't remember a first half in the 50s this year.
No, I have not had one. And you know where I've been.
Yeah. Duke leading the ACC in scoring 80.1 points a game. Collins will come in with 1:41 to go in the first half.
So impressed with Rashawn McLeod's growth as a player. Really solid, all facets of the game. They got him working hard on the D here, deny, recover.
He's made a huge difference in this ball club. Nearly stolen by Capel. Now Thompson will have to reset it. Collins wants the 3. Just nicked the front of the rim, and there's Thompson, and it's out of bounds to FSU.
They got to get on the glass, no question.
Thompson played just across the street, Tallahassee Community College. Jackson will draw the foul.
And Rashawn's the guy underneath there trying to step in. So they've been effective getting into the rim, too.
2 on Rashawn McLeod. Keep in mind, Domzowski has been on the bench, picked up 2 early, and Newton is not here with that back injury. Carrawell will come back in, and McLeod will sit down. There's Domzowski.
2 shots we got.
Hey, he has some talent. Young man out of New Mexico, didn't face a lot of competition in high school.
Getting the minutes is the key to him, and Newton, the guy that provides most of the time for Mike at the center spot. Some incoming class that you guys have talked about all year long.
It's going to be scary when those guys show up.
Size is the big thing. They'll become bigger.
And he'll have, I don't know if it's possible, he'll have something like a 14-player rotation.
He'll find the way. Good help that time. That's what they got to do. Space a little better.
Carmen Wallace, nice slashing move down the lane.
He lights up against Florida State.
First 2 points of the night for Carmen Wallace. The lead back to 9.
So, Mike, they did it once, but they can't do it twice. Got to be consistent. Wojo, they're going to walk. But Wojo in the mix there.
Well, they got a break there. I thought Wojo got him on the wrist.
So that's the assistance that Duke gives, though. Now, there's always a hand or a hedge in there.
And Wojciechowski is just as tough as they come. But a 14-second difference between the game clock and the shot clock. Capel, beautiful move with the left hand. Wallace there to follow, can't get it. And Carmen Wallace is going to be called for a foul as he threw both of his legs up in the air and created the contact.
A toe foul. But that particular play by Capel, he drew all the defense, and it was a cleanup situation for Duke. They didn't convert, but that's what their quickness and speed with the bounce does for Mike Krzyzewski. You don't have to diagram this. He used the curl, but now here comes the D. Now look how open it is. It's just a little bit of a chippy that isn't countered, and there's the Pele foul on Carmen.
Yeah, kick save by Chappelle.
And not a beauty.
Greer at the line. 15 points for Greer. Missed the free throw. His season-high 16. And really, when you're struggling, as Florida State is, you need somebody who you're not counting on to come up with points like Greer at 7.5 a game, and he has 15 in the first half.
Well, you think of the 2 misses by Thompson on the free throw line. Greer situation now, and you're down by 9. You need all of them.
And this team has struggled mightily at the free throw line. That one was just ugly. 63% from the line for Florida State as opposed to nearly 70% for Duke. That makes a big difference in close ball games. Wojo to play for the last shot.
Little screen down for Capel. You can do a single or a double here at the end of it.
Price spinning in the lane, can't get it. Offensive rebound. And that'll end the first half. So Duke can't get it into double digits, but on the strength of brilliant outside shooting, 10 threes, in fact, they have a 9-point lead over FSU. That's the first half story from Tallahassee. Now let's check in with Rich Eisen. Rich.
All right, Mike, thanks. Lots going on tonight in college basketball. Number 1, Kansas hosting Colorado. Rafe LaFrentz with the steal to Jared Haas for the land. Kansas started this game with a 7-0 run, and they now lead by 16. Welcome to the Delta Halftime Report. I am Rich Eisen. A fat day in the ACC to tell you about the game that you're watching, a barn burner in Atlanta. I had to say that. Virginia and Clemson. In fact, 20 of the top 25 teams were in action today. South Carolina at Cincinnati, lots to chew on. We'll chew on it after this.
ESPN's presentation of NCAA basketball is brought to you by Volkswagen. On the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers. ESPN's presentation of NCAA basketball is brought to you by Chrysler and the cab-forward sedans of Chrysler. What's new in your world?
Osceola must feel like he's facing the U.S. Cavalry the way Duke is shooting tonight. 10 out of 15 from three-point range. That's 66.7%, and you're not going to lose when you shoot like that.
Well, Osceola wish he could penetrate with his arrow the way Duke has been able to. The three-point is a dilemma. The driving is a dilemma. This has not been easy. The quick push out, the identifying of people. Now, Capel does a nice job here. Now, watch the crossover, sets it up. This is a Dukeism. The flip back and the knockdown by the 5-man in this offense. So who can come up? Luckman can't get up. Jackson can't come up. But the one is saving grace. Curry Thompson's ability to either get in the lane or on the wing, get some penetration. Hale prepared. Nice look. We've seen it on the fast break. They need more of that, but more importantly, they need some stops.
Kerry Thompson with 7 assists in the first half has really kept FSU in it. They are down by 9. But if Duke can continue to hit from the outside, Florida State has very little chance to come back.
Well, the Mike Patrick philosophy, drive him to take twos. Might not be a bad thought.
Wojciechowski with the pump fake, goes by Thompson, kicks it out. Capel, good head fake. McLeod all alone. In and out.
Did a pretty good job there defensively, I thought, other than giving up the McLeod look.
Thompson pushing it. The 3 won't go. Wojciechowski had a shot at the rebound, but it's Lewis, and he walked.
Yeah, he should have gone right up. He had Langdon and Wojo. I mean, he could have placed both of them up there, but you get your feet tangled up and unable to convert. Hit the rim, but finish.
And Corey Lewis has got to recognize that. He's the biggest player out there. He's got the advantage.
He does possess a lot of talent, too, Mike. Little flare screen. They're all threats. Catch, face. Try and break your guy down. Makes the defense identify.
Capel out to Wojo. Drives all the way. Dumps it to Carrawell. What a play.
What penetration. And Wojo with great vision. Had him spotted. Everybody collected to him with the dish.
4 assists, no turnovers for Wojciechowski, and he forced that turnover. You take it away from Thompson, you've done something. And Carrawell threw a pass, and he still doesn't know who it was intended for.
Now, Mike Krzyzewski has his guys playing loosely. He was not upset, and Wojo knew it was his fault with Carrawell. It wasn't his fault on this one, though, huh? How about he gathered 3 and then the completion?
Collins with the penetration tried to bank it off the glass. And there's a foul inside. I believe it's going to go against Duke. May have been Carrawell.
Now, Florida State in a position knowing they need this game. Mike Krzyzewski knowing that they're going to be in the tournament just to get a little better, understand a little more, communicate a little better. All of those things, a relaxed atmosphere.
And in the face of so much pressure, so many big games, bad pass. Thompson had a tough time going down to get it. Florida State can ill afford the mistakes. They're down by 11, the biggest lead of the game for Duke. Langdon put it in the ball. Oh, he finally missed one. You expected so much.
I'll tell you, Mike, Collins did not react at all. James Collins stopped going. They're going to try and communicate now, all the officials. I think they're going to give it to Duke. Yeah.
Good officiating crew. Frank Scagliotta, Steve Gordon, Carl Hess working together to make the call. Of course, Pat Kennedy not happy about it because it went against him.
He was looking for a little change on the clock, too, giving him a full one. But effort on this end, very important for Florida State if they're going to win this thing.
Capel, great first step. What a block by Greer. Then McLeod with a follow, the bucket, and the foul.
Well, what they say about the Yankees in the old days, how come they get all the good bounces? Well, when you're playing well, you're involved in the game, things seem to go your way. The ability to penetrate, a great strip by Greer, but now this is up for grabs, and Rashawn in the proper spot, able to complete and get a chance for 3.
He has 16 points on the night. McLeod averaging 12 points a game coming in. He's hit 4 out of 5 free throws. And Florida State right now in danger of seeing Duke in the rearview mirror. They're down by 13.
And they have that little bravado, not cockiness, though, don't they? I mean, they're like the guys walking into town to take over. Nobody's going to get in their way.
The new gunslinger. Lead is 14. Thompson trying to look inside. Lewis being guarded by McLeod, who's been very active in it.
Well, they don't give up on him too often, and they don't reset for Lewis. His little high pick and roll.
Thompson, beautiful spin move and banked it in. This kid's special.
Oh, a little lingerie on the floor there. A little show and takeaway.
Wojciechowski sets out front, and they run off picks from a 1-4 set. Langdon can't hit it. Carrawell with a tip.
And the bodies, nobody in Wojo alertly just stealing the cookie off the table. Ooh, Falling asleep, huh?
Number 1 in the ACC in steals. He never does anything but hustle. Every single second he's out there.
Second in assists, too. You name it, he does it.
McLeod had the wide open 3, passed on it for the 2. Carrawell got it back again, then throws it right to Greer. Wojo is back. And Greer lost it on the way up. Defense by Wojciechowski. Thompson with a miss. This is Greer.
See, that's one where you can't get into one hand. Finish it.
Collins for 3. Wojciechowski with a rebound. Get out of the double team.
And he had Capel on the other side, too. Well, you recognize, if you're a good player, where the trap is coming from, where you have the angle. He was running the show totally.
People wondered about him when he was recruited. He didn't play well early in his career.
How about the defense now? That's not playing.
No.
In the prime of their career. And I saw Wojo up at St. John's in the McDonald's game, and there was no question. Tireless, relentless, loved the game, and exudes the confidence to run a team.
That was the easiest inside basket Carrawell is ever going to get. And Florida State now down by 16.
I think everyone in the arena thought he was going to pass.
My uncles played ball. My father played ball. Basketball is in my blood. I'm still a leader in my own small way.
Oh, I'm the king. Oh, I'm the king.
Make no mistake. You are the king, and the king lives in the castle, and his word is law.
Just because something hasn't been done before, does that mean it can't be done?
The Chrysler Concorde LXI, cab forward design, driver adaptive transmission, independent touring suspension, highest resale value. And now, receive $1,500 cash back. The Chrysler Concorde, built on the belief that anything can be done. What's new in your world?
What do you think of when you hear the name Penske? Anything else? Right, but you missed something. Penske Auto Center, the tire place, brake place, battery place, and oil change place, all in one place. Complete professional auto service from the name you can trust, Penske Auto Center. You've come to the right place. Now at over 800 Kmart locations nationwide.
Duke has expanded its lead to 61-45, 16:02 to go in the game, and you got to give Wojciechowski a lot of credit for it.
I mean, defensively, he's had to play Curry, who's been sensational. This was unbelievable. He's got great glass shots. Reminds me of an old player that I play with, Robert McLaughlin, who had great glass shots. But look at this kid. I mean, what an extension of Mike on the floor. Wojo.
2 steals tonight. He has 90 steals on the season.
Now, I didn't see Mike play, but I've got to think he played just like Wojo. I mean, giving everything he had, which I think Bob Knight would have demanded anyhow.
Absolutely. Lewis inside, a set play off the timeout. Can't hit the shot. Duke on the run. 2 on 3. Carrawell had his pocket picked by Thompson. And Thompson fouled by Capel.
I think that timeout, that was a little bit about pride. Pac-Man, we're home. We got to do something. You want to make some damage, make some noise. Let's get after a little bit. And who better to do it than Curry Thompson? You fall asleep just a little bit, as Carrawell does here. And he's pretty good with the basketball, but generally he's got a bigger guy around him. Should have eaten it and not given it up. Maybe establish Lewis somehow.
I was just going to say they haven't gone into him very much, and they did right out of the timeout. Collins hasn't gotten too many looks either. There's Corey Lewis.
Coach Patrick. You'd have to give up some money, though, to be a coach.
I don't want to grow the ulcers either.
I think it's a compliment to Rashawn McLeod's defense, though. They haven't been able to get him too many looks.
No, they haven't. Capel, quick bounce pass out the lane. Carrawell.
You open and give a passing lane.
Carrawell has 10, and this will be an offensive foul on Thompson. Rack up another one for Wojciechowski.
That's a steal, right? Caused the turnover. I mean, he is aggravating relentless in his pursuit, anything to help his team win. And this is just wonderful. Great denial, attracts the attention of the officials with the body lunge backwards.
You know, in pickup games, there was always somebody like that who ended up guarding you.
I always
somebody
said,
you wanted to hit in the side of the head with a shovel.
I always said, no, you guard the other guy.
Yeah, that's right.
Or I'm taking the ball and going home.
Just drive you nuts, and he is so accomplished at what he does, and just hustle, hustle, hustle. He's worn his way into Mike Krzyzewski's heart, and the technical on Pat Kennedy, and Langdon will go to the line as a 90% shooter. He missed one tonight.
Prince Snyder alongside there, pretty good guard as well, talking to Wojo. I remember Mike telling me that Wojo was the kind of kid, apparently they had a hill in their backyard. Now, his dad was a lacrosse player, which takes a lot of dedication because he's running.
Got to be tough.
And apparently either in the backyard or at the school, he ran the hills. The hill up and down. And early in the morning, he had an unbelievable schedule to get himself prepared, and it shows in his play.
Price into the lane with a hanger. Ricky Price can sky with anybody.
You think he's back too, don't you? I heard you and Dick do a game. He seems much more in control of what he wants to accomplish.
And with him back, they become exceedingly dangerous. As you pointed out earlier, they have 5 go-to guys that they can put on the floor, and then Price commits the foul.
And that's a little Wojo and Thompson there. Good hustle to get the basketball and causing Price to go over to the top.
Coming up tomorrow, ESPN continues its coverage of the Senior PGA Tour. Final round coverage of the GTE Classic from Lutz, Florida. Bob Eastwood with the lead. He's -6. Gil Morgan -5. Ray Floyd in the group at 4.
Raymond, huh? Well, watch him in his home state here is Rashawn trying to do a good defensive job, ends up getting another. Is that number 3?
That's his 3rd. Brower's going to come into the ball game, and if FSU is going to come from behind, they're going to need 3s. Brower was the guy who was able to do it last year, but he's made 3 of his last 33 3-point shots. %, won't get it done.
No. You're looking to penetrate when you're struggling from that number.
And Duke makes it so tough as they extend the pressure. Collins with a dump off to Lewis, knocked away off Duke.
Now you see the difference defensively as the dribbler went to the goal, Mike. Now they take away a passing lane. Now I know there was a foul. Conversely, when Florida State goes to the goal, or when Florida State has the defensive situation, they don't play that passing lane. And Jeff Capel, very alert, trying to help. There's a coordination necessary defensively that tells you you're hustling and you got some teamwork.
Absolutely. Capel picks up his 3rd. He'll sit down. Wojo goes back in. Collins with Price on him. Nice lob to Lewis. Triple team. Mugged, missed the shot. And I think Wallace was the last guy to get it.
And Mike, there's a case in point too. Rashawn fronts. They run a nice lob. Look at all the activity as Duke hustles into counter. And this is productive. A trip of sound.
Look at the way they swarm him, Billy. And with 3 guys on him, they are so aware. And that's what you have to be to play defense.
Principles. They have sound principles, Mike.
Lewis only 6 points and 5 rebounds. This young man so heralded coming out of Miami.
Now, this league, they come at you every night, and it's a tight league, but you've got to be very thorough in your organization to play these teams. It's a challenge mentally. It's a battle of wills.
Absolutely. 67-48 as Lewis hits 1 out of 2. Price with a pull-up 3. Looked like Brower got a piece of that one. Collins blows by Wojciechowski. A little contact, threw it away.
A little bit too much one-on-one now. They're really not running any set and then getting into it. Can't try and win it by yourself.
No, there are no 19-point plays.
Once again, the flat baseline rubs, the activity off the ball, keep the defense honest.
Price got Brower up in the air, couldn't take advantage of it. Langdon to the baseline. Trajan Langdon with a miss, and Duke, you couldn't expect him to keep up the brilliant shooting they had in the first half.
Lewis stepping up a little bit each trip.
Thompson with a big reverse underneath, can't hit it. Florida State not getting many second opportunities, and here's Langdon out with the ball.
If they push, they have numbers.
13 minutes, 2 seconds to go in the game. Duke on cruise control right now up by 19.
Yeah, they know if they're sound, it's going to be a tough one to let get away.
This would be their 21st win of the season, their 10th in the ACC.
Well, he's back, huh, Mike?
Oh, yeah, in spades.
Good to
Shot
see
clock at 2. Wojo has to force it, blocked by Greer. Shot clock violation. FSU will get the ball.
Good to see him smiling, and it's good for college basketball,
Isn't it ever?
A class act.
Also number 20, Mike Chappelle.
Remember him when he wore the button-downs and dressed like the rest of us? Things must be going well, huh?
Yes,
I know Mickey's picking the shirts out. And ties.
The Duke shooting percentage is hitting 50%, but they have not made a 3 in the second half. Collins. Offensive foul on Collins.
Now, that's the second trip in a row. That's his third foul, I believe.
Yes.
Where he's tried to do it all on his own. Now, you admire a player for attempting that, but do it late in the shot clock when you really are in a duress situation.
And it's so difficult to drive against Duke because they help so well.
Absolutely. I mean, this is the difference in the team, this step up. Also, Wallace in the game to give him a clout. He had fronted the low post. They had to reverse the ball. I mean, just details.
16 turnovers by Florida State, and Duke has made them pay. Chappelle to Price. Lost it on the way up. Almost went in.
Oh, a crawler.
That would have been insult to injury.
Pass me the Clippers. There's a hanger. Oh, that is great. Well, I think if he followed through, this may have lingered and fallen in. He is an offensive-minded guy, as they all are. The threat mentality. Let me see what I can do. And the judgment that has to prevail is they don't force shots.
No, they're not selfish at all. Price hits the free throw. Shot poorly at the beginning of the year. And like the rest of his teammates have really come on as we've gotten into the second half of the conference season. 1 out of 2. Luckman with the easy rebound. The lead is 20, and if FSU is going to make any kind of a run, they better start now.
5 in a row for Duke, 9 of the last 10. That's pretty good, man. That's not the kind of play you want when you want to make a run.
Greer turns it over. 11:49 to go in the game. Duke on a roll with Mike Krzyzewski here in Tallahassee. We'll be back in a moment.
What tough is. It's the wide open spaces of the world's only standard third door. What tough does. What tough is. It's the biggest box and the highest maximum V8 payload. What tough does. Tough is what tough does. The new Ford F-150. Motor Trend Truck of the Year. Built Ford Tough.
When's the last time you saw one of these? It's funny that people don't think twice about regular visits to their dentist or family doctor, but don't see an eye doctor until there's a problem. The fact is, an annual eye exam from a Pearl-affiliated doctor of optometry is important, whether or not you wear glasses or contacts. It can help detect a serious vision problem early when it's most treatable, and I promise it won't hurt a bit.
Nobody cares for eyes more than Pearl.
Southern Miss at UAB. Carlos Williams trying to play beat the clock before the half. Bowling out of bounds to 3. He hits it. That's the difference at the half. UAB coming off that fat win over Tulane, leading 27-24 at the half. And Damon Jones is 8 of Houston's first 21 points, leading Louisville by 6.
Duke by 20, Bill. Who are we looking at?
Ed Donahue, former Kings coach, recruited Calvin Murphy at Niagara, and Pat Kennedy's college coach. And I think Pat's junior year, he said, look, here's a car, a few dollars, go scout somebody. And that's how he started coaching. Ended up an assistant for Eddie his senior year. Sweetheart. Eddie now retired, spends a couple of months down here checking on his former pupil, and I guess like a lot of the people in the building hoping they can make a little bit of a run.
First, they have to stop Duke. Blue Devils with 10 3-pointers in the first half. They are 0 for 5 in the second half. Right now, just trying to be patient, work on the clock. Wojciechowski down the lane. Carmen Wallace blocked by Luckman.
Now that's the first time they used that high pick and roll. And Wojo got to the rim. Pretty good defense inside by Florida State, but they didn't complete with the rebound.
Carrawell, Chappelle, Wallace, Wojciechowski, and Ricky Price on the court for Mike Krzyzewski. Shot clock down to 8. Carmen Wallace lost it on the way up. Chappelle got it back. Doesn't realize the shot clock is down to 2. Price has to force it. Nearly got it. Offensive rebound lost and a battle for it.
Look who's down there. I mean, he had no right for that basketball. The Redskins could use this guy. Wojo down and dirty. Which playoff game do you have? Jacksonville?
Jacksonville.
They could, and the Bills, they could have used him in that particular game, but this isn't his rebound. But his concern to
first
make
guy
sure
on the
they
floor.
get first one down in there. A lot of bruises.
A lot of ways to earn a scholarship and playing time, and he uses every single one of them.
They better have a lot of number 12 because he'll tatter a few.
Thompson outside to Greer. They've got Hale in there now. Collum, pull-up jumper, used the glass and missed, and no second tries, even with the big height advantage inside.
A lot of one and done. The quickness to the ball.
Nice judgment by Carrawell. Could have had a shot at the baseline. The clock is a better friend than 2 points. Duke just being smart right now.
Everybody can handle. And Wallace with Luckman, he can do some damage with the dribble as well.
Yes, he can.
Yeah, Wojo's the kind of guy when he guards, you want to say it's a free out.
Carrawell forces it from the baseline. Luckman got a hand on it. Here comes Thompson. Nice behind-the-back dribble. Wojciechowski regains position. The shot won't go. And here come the Blue Devils the other way. Price. 3-on-2. Ricky Price with a hanger. Won't go. Wallace can't get it to fall. And Thompson has it.
I think Ricky Price should have given it up by half court. He had a trailer, a wing guy.
Mike Krzyzewski will point out to him that you do not run a 3-on-2 from the wing. Luckman bounces it off Carrawell out of bounds. And even through all this up and down action with Duke unable to score, FSU hasn't been able to score either.
And they've had their troubles offensively. Guess who's going out? A little conversation, a comment.
Just in passing.
Well, you know what? I think they understand when he came out. There doesn't have to be a discussion.
I think that's an excellent point, Bill, because all these kids are bright enough to know when they've made a mistake, and only if they continue to make the same mistake are they going to really hear it.
And I think they coach themselves, too. Somebody will mention something.
Greer for 3.
They need a little life and a stop.
Big night for Lamar Greer, his season-high 17 points. And it cuts the lead to 17. Langdon. Foul's going to be on Collins or Langdon? McLeod, excuse me. Moving screen on McLeod. That's 4 on Rashawn.
They've had that call twice tonight. Not necessarily on Rashawn, but that's something that you can't afford on a big trip. You got to stand still and make sure.
That'll send Collins to the line on a 1-and-1. Best player ever to come out of Jacksonville, Florida. 3 years in a row, he led the city in scoring. Took 4 out of 4 from the line tonight. Now make it 5 out of 5.
Now you're familiar with these Jacksonville and Florida State programs back when you were
when I first
in demand in sorority set.
Very little demand. Went to Jacksonville to work my first television job. Artis Gilmore was in Jacksonville. Florida State had great teams. Dave Cowens came along. So I got schooled on television and radio basketball down here.
And Roy Williams, I guess Hugh Durham was at Florida State, right?
Absolutely.
A Final Four trip. Did the same at Georgia. I think he's here tonight, by the way.
He is. They're having a 50th anniversary team of Florida State basketball. Capel in the lane.
And that was very professionally done. Nice and smooth. Backed off the peak.
5 for Capel. It's back to 17. Brower trying to make something happen. Greer's the guy to find, and he walked. Oh, he got forced into it. The foul on Wojciechowski.
Well, there's a lot of things you like to do with your team, and if your sets don't work particularly well, here's a nice little brush. Look at the use of the curl. And then, well, why go any further? A little bit off balance, but squared up enough. Good, strong body control, and then the follow-through. But that was just a down screen curl. Nothing simple, nothing difficult.
19 for Greer. You know, Bill, I think if they made screeners stay stationary the way they used to, I don't think you could play basketball anymore.
Well, you know, the foot speed of the cutter would come into vogue then. Guys would set their man up. A lot of guys that are going to use the screen don't set their guy up. That's what happens, too. And then the screener figures, I got to help him out a little, and that's why he moves.
70 to 55, 8:22 to go in the ballgame. Capel kicks it outside. Langdon for 3. Again, another rare miss and a foul inside on Wallace.
You get the feeling after halftime, emotionally, that high pitch, that peak has diminished for Duke. That's why the shots aren't going down as often.
It was very difficult for them to come out and get into it in the second half after the success they had. Especially the way Florida State finished the first half defensively, very lackadaisical.
And even that particular play, the first was a single bump for Capel. That time they had a stagger, nobody at home. He made the penetration to kick out to Langdon.
Hale out of Largo, Florida. Worked his way into the starting lineup as a freshman. One of their better free throw shooters, 67%. Seminoles have cut the lead to 14. If they lose this game, they would be 4-9 in the ACC. And going to be very, very difficult for the committee to take a look at them and say, even though the league is so strong, these guys still can get a bid.
Well, this is where it's going to happen, if it's going to happen at all. This end, they've been giving up easy screens.
Capel against Greer. Jeff Capel, the veteran.
You know, Mike does some subtle things. That was a total clear out for Capel. Eliminated all the help, and here's almost a tough turnover for Hale.
Hale, offensive foul. The freshman mistake results in the turnover. Jeff Capel has taken over the last couple of possessions and hit a couple of big shots. 4 of his 7 points on the night.
Turn it up, way up.
96 Rock means rock. This is 96 Rock music. This is rock. This is 96 Rock.
If it rocks, it's 96 Rock.
Make sure it's all right, test it. Making sure it's good. Gotta check it out. I've got to check it out. I've got to check it out. I've got to test it out. Make sure that it's all right. Check it out. Check it out.
And the fine print in my contract. What the hell's a diaper dandy or a dipsy-do dunkaroo? Windex man or a slam jam bam is that English that he parlez-vous. He calls some cat a peachy peer. Can you say that jazz on TV? It's a kooky speech I can't capiche. Some say that it's baloney, but Dickie V's okay by me. If you're not watching him, baby, you don't know Dick Vitale.
Louisville and Houston, and Louisville's got to figure out who's got Damon Jones. This 3 gives him 11 in the early going for Houston, as Houston is up by 11 early in that one. Halftime, number 1 Kansas, number 15 Colorado. The margin is 11. Let's go back to Florida State.
Kansas is a special basketball team.
They sure are, and Chauncey Billups is a special guard, too. Ricardo Patton, a guy that everybody's talking about now, but you mentioned the NCAA.
Well, we said if they lose this game, they would be 4-9 in the conference they play against Alabama State out of conference. Then they have to face 2 of the top 7 in the country in their last 3. Would be very, very difficult to expect them to win 2 out of the 3 ACC games, the remaining schedule, especially if they don't come back and win tonight.
What if they finish the 7-9, though?
They'd have to win all 3 to get the 7-9. I don't see that happen.
No, but I'm just saying, I respect this conference so much. I do think there's going to be somebody under 500 in the NCAA.
I do, too. But 7-9, I think you get in.
Yes, but
the problem is getting to 7-9. Right now, they're down 15. Still plenty of time to go. 7:03. And this kid Thompson can get it done offensively. Collins for 3, and he's the guy who can bring him back in a hurry.
They ran a play. Down screen, he popped out. I mean, they got into that dribble. They're trying to match Duke's ability with a different outlook.
Especially coming out of timeouts, they have had really good set play.
And then they sort of waver just a little bit. Forget to get the ball inside or run a set.
Not enough timeouts.
You're right. Some nights, and against a team like Duke, you never have enough.
72-60, Wojciechowski calling out a play. Wouldn't be surprised if he gets any closer that Mike Krzyzewski would call a timeout and start going after his kids a little bit. Langdon with a runner.
Well, why do you have to call timeout? You just go to Capo,
right.
Give it to Wojo to set somebody else up, that time charging Langdon.
Watch the Duke players on defense. Not only are they on their players, their eyes are always active, trying to find somebody else. Thompson, nice job to tie up Wojciechowski, but at the end of it, they called Thompson for the foul.
I would like to fight Wojo for the last piece of bread or the last piece of meatloaf. You've got no shot or opportunity. Trajan underneath, as you mentioned, look at him in the eyes. They were trying to check out the long rebound. Picking up the pieces, and that's something that Florida State doesn't do well enough. The guards have to rebound, a little just like Wojo. He gets 3 rebounds a game.
Wojciechowski, who is a 78% free throw shooter, made the 2 biggest free throws of his life against Virginia the other night. Now that's pressure, shooting 2 shots when you're down 1 at 7/10 of a second to go.
And that was like walking down the Georgetown section for him. I mean, he was completely at ease and confident.
Wojo nails them both, 76-60. Thompson can shoot the 3, so can Collins. Greer has had a good shooting night, only 2 points off his career high of 22.
Duke's not the kind of team you can extend the floor to. If you knock one down, they can exploit it in a fast break situation.
Greer, a little baseline jumper, short-armed it and missed. And every miss means Duke gets another 35 seconds to milk off that clock.
Generally in good position to rebound because they don't take bad shots either, Mike. Free-flowing, but yet with purpose.
Shot clock down to 12.
They're, Mike, much more relaxed to this team.
Absolutely.
Just enjoying it. Why not? Look at this.
Langdon hits the 3. That's their first 3 of the half, but there's 11 to the game, and Trajan Langdon is in with 20 points.
And Trajan, just like Jeff Capel, using a little curl to free himself.
79-60. Thompson, beautiful baseline drive.
One of those terrific glass players.
Thompson has 9, had 7 assists alone in the first half. The time running out on the Seminoles, 4:39 and counting. They're still down by 17. And Duke just doesn't make enough mistakes to let them back in.
12 turnovers a game, that's picture perfect. I remember talking to Louis Conosecchi years ago, and Never turned it over, or seldom. And he said, you get 10, 11, or 12, you got a terrific basketball team.
One of my favorite all-time people.
Oh, great personality.
McLeod. Out of bounds to the Seminoles. Sunday night, National Hockey Night in the month of February. Tomorrow night, Eric Lindros and the Legion of Doom bring the Eastern Conference's best record into Pittsburgh to take on the NHL's leading scorer, Mario Lemieux, Jaromir Jagr, and the Penguins. National Hockey Night tomorrow night, 8 Eastern on ESPN. Collins with a 3. Excuse me, Greer with a 3.
Nice little baseline set. Now they ran another play there. Used the bumps, much like Duke does. Get themselves a decent look.
Greer with a career-high 23. It's back to a 14-point game.
And you mentioned they've shortened the game. Don't make mistakes. And they don't wait till the end, if you notice. And they end up with a good shot. They're running something, even though they're holding it out here.
Oh, look at Thompson. He nearly killed Langdon running through the pick.
A chesty performer.
Shot clock down to 3. This will not be a good shot in all probability. Rebound to Lewis. Thompson trying to push it. And he's fouled by Wojciechowski.
Now that was not typical Duke offense, and it led to that opportunity at the other end. They got half of what they wanted. Used a little bit of the clock, but didn't get the kind of release Mike would like.
And sometimes when you're milking the clock, you concentrate so much on that that the rest of your offense goes south.
Well, they usually run their offense while they're holding it.
That's
that
right.
time they got away from it. That little jam up outside by Thompson. They tried to get into some post things at the end of it.
Thompson 1 out of 3 now from the line. That was a big one. It cuts the lead to 13. And Brower will come in for Hale. So Pat Kennedy goes a little smaller but gets another 3-point shooter on the floor.
Curious to see if they extend just a little bit. The danger with Duke is all the people that handle a big rebound.
Lewis with the offensive foul. Brower needs to get off to Schneid here. Greer, good head fake. Nice dump to Lewis. He's hacked by McLeod. That'll be 5 on Rashawn McLeod.
Very purposeful trip, though. Good.
Yes, it was.
Wasn't it? A nice little ball fake for the 3, the penetration. Right here. Suck him in. And then put it down, and this is just good gathering. Good concentration by Corey Lewis. Unfortunately, even there, somehow, he should have gotten it up in the glass for a chance for 3.
There's that old adage, you have to be quick, but don't hurry. And there is a major difference between the two. McLeod, 17 points and 5 boards. Nice night for the junior from Jersey City.
Timmy O'Toole alongside. Terrific performer up in Fairfield. Got his teeth under Jimmy Boeheim, so you know he's got a lot of personality.
It's a 12-point game. Lewis can cut it to 11. He does. 3:01 to go in the game. FSU trying to get back in it. They are down 79-68.
Where's here? I thought we were there.
Bullwinkle.
Oh, don't
Okay,
worry, Rob.
that's enough TV for today.
Dad!
Let's go for a ride.
Yeah, no, we're out of here.
Dad, where are we going? This better be good. I gotta go to the bathroom.
Oh, honey. See that? See?
That's cool.
When are we gonna be there?
Hey, stop! Wait! Dad, can we take him home?
Ford Explorer, because the world's too big to be left unexplored.
We're there.
Hey, Duane, knock, knock.
Who's there?
Duane?
Juwan, who?
Duane, go McDonald's and buy me 6-piece chicken McNuggets. It's only 99 cents. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Scotty.
Scotty who?
It's gotta be 9 McNuggets for me. They're just $1.59. Great with America's favorite fries. Knock, knock. Who's there? Hale. He'll who? He'll buy us 20. Well, they're just $2.99.
McDonald's Chicken McNuggets, America's favorite way to dunk.
UConn tossing a 17-0 run on Miami. Monquencio Hardnet to Ricky Moore for the bucket. Monquencio Hardnet with the assist. UConn up a bunch late in that game. The College of Charleston.
Back here in Tallahassee, where Florida State making a run after being down by 20. Osceola's happy about it. Now they're only down by 11 to 3:01 to go in the ballgame.
And how about UConn? Quint Hardnet.
Really just bombing away against Miami.
Yeah, Miami beat them down there earlier. In fact, I think it was the first day of the suspension of Kirk King. Nice penetration after the timeout.
Price couldn't get it to fall. Greer already with a career-high 23. You really can't waste any time right now.
Collins was posting up Trajan Langdon. Maybe stick with that. Now the switch, Wallace has got him.
Brower, 3 out of his last 33, and he makes it.
Boy, he's got to be the happiest guy in the building. Oh, he is
sure he had his heart in his throat on that shot. Now it's an 8-point game.
Duke's got to run their stuff, maybe get an earlier shot, Mike. They did it with Price on the dribble. So look for Jeff Capel, I think, to step up a little bit. A little stagger for him.
Duke very, very small out there right now. Trajan Langdon, 2 straight from outside. That's a killer.
Same play, the little curl for Capel. He wasn't free. They run the same little stagger, and Trajan Langdon, who was lighting it up from deep. Good, crucial knockdown.
Thompson will try a 3. Tipped outside to Price, 1:35 left. That may have been the shot that did it, Langdon's 3.
And then the knockdown by Thompson, too. Maybe should have just tried to get it inside, get the deuce, get organized, and trying to give a foul. Pretty good free throw shooting team at 70.
Capel will go to the line on the 1-and-1.
Mike, this is the play that they just ran for Jeff Capel. He goes down and through, and Trajan runs the baseline, and they get him that look, and that may have been the topper for the evening.
First trip to the line for Capel. Hits the first, he'll get another. Very quietly, he has become the 3rd leading all-time 3-point shooter for the Blue Devils.
The first 2-time captain since Jim Spanarkel.
That says an awful lot, doesn't it?
Sure does. High praise. Of course, Jimmy, one of my favorites at Duke and in the NBA. And now an analyst of great fame.
83-71, 1:14 to go. The Seminoles need points in bunches and in a hurry. Greer really had to force that one. Lewis rebound. Wide open. Thompson for 3. In and out. And Price is fouled with 1:02 left.
Now, I understand the threes, and I know you love the threes. But, you know, score, you know, give the foul, stretch the game. Jimmy Valvano lives, that kind of thing.
Right.
His theory on...
Well, especially if you're Corey Lewis 4 feet from the basket.
Yeah, but the kick out, everybody thinking, well, we got to get the 3, get back at this thing in a hurry, brings it to 9. Get it to 10. See, then you may get the 3 when you pound it inside.
Couldn't agree more. Price 1 out of 2 from the line. Only averaging 2.3 rebounds, 9.4 points a game. That's because his playing time has been cut, and he did not play well at the beginning of the season, but he looks like he is back. And if he's back, Duke becomes so very dangerous on offense. Price makes them both.
Now you look at Pat County State over there, it's a relentless league, too. There are no nights off. You look at the way State's playing, giving everybody
Absolutely.
Herb Sendek solid, controlling the game a little bit.
North Carolina needed 2 miracles to beat them 2 times.
What was it, 45-44? Dakota made the little kiss. banker.
Has Cota come on? He has really turned into an outstanding point guard, and they're getting some scoring from him now, which they weren't before. Here's what the Blue Devils have to face. Bill was talking about withering schedules. Look at this. The last 4 games, Clemson, UCLA, Maryland, and then the traditional finisher at North Carolina. And it's just one heart-stopping night after another. And you saw what Maryland did today against Massachusetts. You go out of conference, I think there's an automatic letdown. And if you let down against a good ball club, and Massachusetts has been playing well, you're going to lose.
And Bruiser's club getting hot late.
Yes, they
so
are.
even though they have a lot, I think it's 10 losses, even if they get 2 more, I think the committee's going to say this team has been making a run late. Now, you throw in UCLA, who's playing terrific.
That's
Steve
right.
Lavin now has a new contract.
Yep.
Amazing turnaround, losing to Stanford by 47 and then beating them at home by, I think, 26 or 27.
Never seen anything quite like that.
So they've got a great starting 5, though, so that's no easy, Jimmy. And the relentlessness of the ACC schedule as well.
Thompson with the layup cuts it to 13, and FSU will call a timeout with 41.6 left. Take a look at the ACC standings. That's Duke coming in. If they win tonight, they would be the first team to go to 10. They're 1 game back in the loss column, and it looks like it may come down to Wake Forest and Duke as to who takes the regular season title. And let's take a look at Wake's remaining games. As you saw the brutal schedule that Duke had, Wake is really in better shape than Duke because they only have 1 top 20 team, and that's North Carolina next week on ESPN. In their remaining 5, they are very likely to run the table.
I want Virginia looking forward to. That'll be something. That'll be very important for Virginia. I mean, 15-10 and a tough loss against Duke. I mean, they're one of those clubs now with a 2 less than 500 that would have to certainly be considered.
Yes, they are. Although in their defense, they have played much better than Florida State, even though they end up with the same record if FSU wins another game. They've had some heartbreakers.
And I guess next year, early, Dean Smith would get that Adolph Rupp record, huh? I don't think
a lot of people, including me, thought he was going to get it this year, but that's not going to happen after they had such a horrible start. 0-3, first time ever in the ACC. Thompson
continues to impress.
Kid's a keeper.
He sure is. Nice steal here.
Collins, acrobatic underneath, couldn't get it. His own follow. Brower got the tip. 27 seconds left. It's a 10-point game. Too little, too late for Florida State as Lewis reaches out and grabs Capel.
Just a little thing. Langdon was inbounding the pass, and Jeff Capel was right in front of us, wide open. Corey Lewis was behind, and he waved to him. And not this particular play. This is the steal. He waved to Capel to come to him, but pretty good reaction here as Brower ends up the beneficiary of being in the right spot. On the next little play, he waved Capel to him to meet the ball. It's so important against the press. That's coaching themselves.
Absolutely. Just great communication between teammates. Capel misses the first. He'll get another. And Duke has done this with their small, quick lineup. Domzowski played limited minutes. Newton is not here with the bad back, missing his 2nd straight game. But they'll get him back at the beginning of next week.
Oh, he's essential, I think, as they get into the ACC tournament play. Gives them a lot of energy. Almost a Wojo at, what, 6'10", 6'11"?
Yeah. With no hair.
Yeah, but he got a season-long or a year-long haircut. Well, Dick has the same one. They may go to the same barber.
Yeah. I don't think Dick has to go to the barber.
Well, the smiles.
Rashawn McLeod very happy with his performance before fouling out tonight. Wojciechowski just showed you another tenacious job, not only as a point guard, but as an outside shooter and defensive pest. Capel hits the free throw, and all Duke's starters are in double figures. Add Ricky Price to that list. 6 guys in double figures. Can't ask for any better balance than that.
You look at Wojo and you say just wind them up and point him to the gym. But all the Duke guys, let's hope everybody's okay.
Well, they went down hard too. Capel is all right, but someone else for Duke, I think that you could hear the head and the back go into the scorer's table. That's Carmen Wallace. He looks like he's going to be all right, but he's going to need 3 Advil before he
sure will.
takes the bus trip home.
Dave Englehart on the bench. He's been busy of late, huh? With Newton and others racked with pain.
Thompson, the last one to get up.
And right there, you're worried about Jeff, too, with the legs.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
That's how you end up getting trapped.
But very lucky he didn't have one buckle under him.
But the thought of Wojo just playing hard, they all like to play and get after it. And it's very contagious with this team.
Price with a rebound, and that will do it. Duke will go to 21-5, Bill. Very impressive.
Very impressive, their ability defensively foremost, and the use of the 3 and the dribble penetration, very tough to defend.
Final score, Duke 89, FSU 79 for Bill Raftery and our entire ESPN crew. This is Mike Patrick. Thanks for watching, and good night from Tallahassee. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.
ESPN's presentation of NCAA basketball is brought to you by Ford Taurus, a look you've never seen from a name you know well, and by Columbia. Healthcare has never worked like this before.